Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas here. I would like to conduct the following webinar for you today. Can you hear me and can you see my screen, I wonder? Yes, everything is good. So, welcome to our third webinar this week. It is going to be a trading session, and it's going to be my favorite, or one of my favorite strategies, called AXEL. So please prepare your questions and write them in the chat next to the webinar window. Let's do some trading here today, guys. So like I said, today's strategy is going to be AXEL. So what you need to do is you need to click the technical analysis tab. Next you need to open the instruments list, and then you need to select AXEL, and you press enable strategy. So AXEL strategy consists only of one indicator, and this indicator is called the momentum indicator. So a brief info about this indicator. Now this indicator basically gives you compares the current price, the current quote, with the price and candlesticks ago or n periods ago. Here in this example we have 14 candlesticks ago, so 14 periods. We can switch to 1 hour time frame, and we are going to get like say 14 hours. What was the price 14 hours ago? Or even better, we can do it with 14. Okay, so 14 days ago we can see that the price was here, and that is why the momentum line here, this blue line, is way above the 100 line. So basically it's close to 128. This means that the price now is 28% higher than it was 14 days ago, and basically that means it's a bullish trend. Wow, look at this. Bitcoin had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 consecutive days of growth. Wow, miraculous. And now we are trading so yeah, like 26 or 28, something like that, percent higher than on January the 1st. Now, what's interesting about this indicator is that by looking at this comparison between the actual price and the price 14 candlesticks ago, we can figure out the momentum, the current momentum of the price. And if so basically we have two lines, right? So I haven't yet talked about the second line here. So the second line here is the moving average with the period of 9 in this example, and you can also adjust it, and you can always make it a little bigger, a little smaller, and like a little faster or a little slower, depending on your preferences and depending on how you want to adjust this indicator. Now, a little side note here: all strategies and all indicators that any trader uses in his or her trading, basically everything can be highly customizable and highly adjustable, and that is pretty much the logic of trading. So you pick an instrument, and then you can modify it however you want. Now we have the momentum line, the blue line, and we have the moving average line. And when they cross, when the blue line crosses the orange line, that is the signal in this strategy. Okay, guys, how many of you have actually tried this trading strategy before, I wonder? And can you tell me? So I hope you will share your thoughts and your maybe experience about this strategy. And let me move on and start trading. Okay, so let me go ahead and find, yes. So let's have a quick look at gold. So on this chart, we can see that we are about to observe a moment of time when, yes, see, the blue line has just crossed the orange line. even though it is kind of fluctuating before because the current candlestick has not been over, it's not finalized yet. So it's kind of fluctuating, like you can see the very tip of it, the very exact moment here. But once they cross, that is already a signal to open an uptrend. Okay, so they crossed, and they crossed into the upwards direction, and that is already enough to open an uptrend or an up trade actually. So what about time frame and what about duration of trades? So my current time frame equals 1 minute. So my like I said, my current time frame equals 1 minute, and I usually follow this very basic, very common rule of multiplying your current time frame by 3. So you multiply 1 minute by 3 and you get the duration of trades. So 3 minutes. And of course, once again, everything is highly adjustable and customizable, and you can pick your own duration of trades, and you can also pick your own time frame however you want. So we can go on a higher time frame, for example, here, and we can also see that this indicator is very good at predicting long-term moves. So basically when like wow, perfect example here, right? So after this downtrend, which was indicated by this entry point here on this candlestick, and then the price went down by almost $100, and then there was this reversal moment here at the 1700 level, and then again 100 points up. Okay, so 100 points down, 100 points up, beautiful. And then maybe also here you could open trades. So the point is that this indicator is highly adjustable and works well on higher time frames as well. So it can also be applied to forex trading. Okay, now second signal here on Asia Composite Index, and as you can see on Asia Composite Index, we had a signal. So basically this crossing happened on the previous candlestick, so one candlestick ago, and I usually consider any signals that appeared 1 or 2 candlesticks back. Basically these are strong signals. So I don't really usually trade any signals that happened maybe 3-4 candlesticks back in the past. So that this signal is already gone. So there is no need to concentrate on that signal because this signal already belongs to the past, and it is better to go ahead and search for a new signal. Now let me focus your attention here. Let me draw some of your attention here to basic dollar index, and this is another example where you really wouldn't want to open a trade despite having a signal here, and let me tell you why. So ideally you don't want to have signals, or you don't want to have such crossings to be happening too often, because here we can see that in the last 20 minutes we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like 15 times these lines crossed. So basically it indicates some unclear, uncertain signal, and in this case it is highly recommended to just skip this asset, let this put it aside for a time being, and wait until the price finally decides on its kind of like overall movement, where it wants to go. Because too many crossings is not good. It means total uncertainty of the signal. All right, Astro Index. Okay, I think I want to try here because a fresh signal has just appeared. And yeah, we can open a trade. Now let me see what's going on here with Asia Composite Index. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, so I wanted to cancel this trade because it was still a pretty good rate of return here, and I felt that, yeah, it was dropping. Okay, we'll see. All right. So let's talk about the caffeine index a little bit. As you can see, the signal appeared just 2 candlesticks ago, right? So it's a recent signal, and hypothetically, I could still use this signal. But what I don't like about this signal is that, so it appeared here when the price was kind of here, and then we can see this huge green candlestick that basically pushed upwards. And it's not really a good sign because I can enter a trade, and then a situation of a pullback might happen. So in this case, it is also recommended to skip this signal and wait for a new one. Okay. Now, all right. A potential signal is about to appear on the euro against the USD. So let's watch this chart closely. Okay. And at the same time, there is a signal on the pound against the US dollar. So let me see about this trade. Was the right decision to cancel it? Probably, I guess no. Yeah. Okay, so that was an incorrect decision, even though I thought that it would actually drop, but eventually the price rose. All right. All right, all right. So another example here is Mooch index, where we have way too many crossings. So I would give it a little bit of time to really decide where it wants to go. Okay. And kind of similar situation with Oasis index. Okay, so how did this trade close? Let me see. Astro index. Okay, so Astro index is just closed with a refund. So did anyone copy this trade, guys, or not? All right. All right. A fresh signal here. Let's try Dow Jones. I think. Oh, did I open a trade? Yeah. Here comes the trade. All right. And then we'll do some recap. We'll see how things are going with these trades. So far, won the Asia Composite Index trade. So let me see. Asia Composite Index. Right. Yeah. So that was this trade. Was a clear signal. So it was a little bit a nervous moment when this red candlestick appears. So after 1, 2, 3 green candlesticks, there was this red pullback. So that was a little bit of a kind of like dangerous moment, but finally things have worked well. All right, and here is a signal on the euro against the US dollar, and the blue line crosses the orange line in the downwards direction. Yeah, why 5-minute trades for Dow Jones? Yes, guys, I think this happened because I accidentally I clicked Brent, and once you click Brent, your duration automatically turns into 5 minutes. And then if you want to go back to 3 minutes, it doesn't happen automatically. So you need to press this minus button a few times and go down to 3 minutes. So that's this is the way how the platform works now. It's not kind of, I'm like trying to figure out, is it a bug or a feature, but it's pretty much how the platform works. So be cautious when you change your when you go to some to certain assets, because certain assets they work like that, right? So 10 10 10. Okay, I started. So okay, so far 2 negative trade, 1 losing trade, 1 cancellation, and so 1 another refund and a profitable trade. All right. All right, so let's go back to Bitcoin, which is kind of growing, but it is also signaling that it's about to reverse. So let's follow this signal and let's see where it takes us. So yeah, guys, be a little bit more attentive with Brent, copper, Litecoin, and natural gas, and maybe a few other like BMW stock. I think not. Let me check. So BMW, what's the minimum duration? Oh, it's 1 minute. Okay, so BMW stock is okay. It's just those other ones. All right. So even though commodity composite index is going north, we can see that the growth is slowing down, and a fresh signal on the momentum indicator has just appeared. So we can take advantage of this signal and we can open a trade in the downwards direction. Okay, nice. Wow. So that's a real trap here on Euro USD. Will it drop or not? 1 second. Okay, didn't drop. So that was a perfect bear trap, kind of. So let me do some drawing here. So I wanna draw a trend line here. Okay, and another one. So what I'm doing here is I wanna like basically draw these yeah, so currently the price is stuck in between 2 levels. So here we have a level of support and above is the level of resistance. And when the price breaks under this level of support, we can possibly open a trade, which will be a little bit like off, but still that might be a very interesting signal. Okay, so let's see, Dow Jones. Okay, so Dow Jones dropped. And what about Bitcoin? Okay, so Bitcoin, if there is no pullback, everything is going to be all right with this trade. And we can go ahead and start scanning the assets for more signals. So Asia Composite Index might be a potential signal, because as you can see, we have really gone up, and at the same time the blue line is kind of wants to near to approach the orange line, and that would be a very good signal. Basic dollar index, nothing really. Okay, commodity composite index, nice. This is going to close with a profit, I'm pretty sure, because we have really gone down a lot. And okay, so commodity and Europe composite index, they are both in correlation with one another. But I think I want to skip this signal because it's a little bit, yeah, like 3 candlesticks ago, it's a little bit too late, I think. And also the price has already dropped quite a lot, and I'm afraid that there might be a pullback once I enter a trade. At the same time, Arabian General Index, an up trade, a pretty good one, I think. So we didn't have any crossings for not for a long time, so 7 minutes, but this one is a pretty like a pretty obvious sign, pretty like big sign big signal, so we can use that. And also we can try Astro Index, because we had a crossing like one or 1.5 candlesticks ago, 1.5 minutes ago, and the signal is still there, so why not? Let's try. And Brazil. Wow, so it can happen that sometimes you just don't have any signals to trade, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of an endless sequence of trading signals. So Caffeine Index. And wow, the pound. All right, so let's see. It's kind of moving sideways actually, very close, very similar to the manner of the euro against the US dollar. And so yeah, let me do some drawing for you. So I like to draw these trend lines because they help me identify the current sentiment as well. Because once the price breaks So LATAM index nothing, and Mahajantar. Okay, so this might be a new trade for us. Oasis index. Okay, even though it looks like there might be a downwards pullback, in fact, but the indicator here signals up trade. So let's follow the signal from the indicator and let's open a trade accordingly. So Oasis index upwards. And I think on Kahwa index, I was about to witness a signal. So see that, and also Munch. So Caffeine index, yes, I was correct. The signal has just appeared. Despite the price growing, this indicator, so the momentum indicator, even with the uptrend, it kind of predicts us this potential reversal moment, and it can also be used for determining, for finding these local reversals, especially on higher time frames like 4 hour, 1 day, and probably even like 7 days. I haven't tried 7 days. See, I just wonder on Bitcoin, like global trends, can it help us identify? Yeah, it still does. Wow. So yeah, you can really use these indicators in order to trade on like really high time frames, and they will help you identify like global trends. So okay, after my initial a few losing trades, now we are doing pretty well. So 3 profitable trades in a row, then a refund and an up trade here, which closed with a loss. Okay, so AXEL is cutting my investment, not a good strategy. Well, definitely there are different strategies, and the same strategy can work different depending on the situation on the market. So like the best way to identify, to figure out whether this strategy is good for you or not, and whether this exact strategy is profitable or not, probably the best way to do that would be to open 50 or 100 trades, and would be great if you open them during different times of the day, different phases of the market, and that would be the best indication or the best way to figure out whether the strategy is profitable or not, because it's a little trap when you like it's a mental trap when after a few losing trades you decide that this strategy is not maybe is not good, because with my, so for example what were the recent strategies, right? So I was doing the horizon strategy, triple rebound strategy, and sometimes, even though these are some of my favorite strategies, I would sometimes have a losing, like hour or a losing day when I was trading, when I was using this or like that strategy. And this can be just, and oftentimes it's just kind of like this hour, maybe a little bit of unlucky hour, a little bit unlucky part of the day. But sometimes it's just, you cannot do much about the market. So and then one day I would have, like say 14 profitable trades out of 16, like 90% profitable trades with the same strategy. And then that would also be a little bit of misguidance, because these strategies, you need to look at the longer distance, because it's impossible for any strategy to have to give you 90% profitable trades during certain phases, yes, but not on a permanent basis. It just doesn't work like that. All right. All right. So there's a question about the Fibo levels. All right. Let's try. Let me see. So I'm still gonna ask the same question I asked last time about the Fibonacci retracement. With the new updated Fibo, if it's an uptrend and you open the Fibo, it's automatically, yeah, I didn't really understand what you mean here with this question. If it's an uptrend and you open the Fibo, it's automatically, so basically you can use, probably there are different possible ways how you can use Fibo. What I do, before I start using a Fibo level, I need a clear trend that has a beginning and an end. Okay, so you cannot really use the Fibo retracement or the Fibo fan before the trend has like at least made a little pullback, because you need to have this, you need to have the start and the end, like basically two points, and without them it's just impossible to use Fibo. It just doesn't work like that. So so it's automatically set up for uptrend. You have to drag it to position. What if it's downtrend? Will you change the Fibo and drag it from top to bottom, or you will? Yes. Basically, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're correct. So in case of an uptrend, yes, it automatically appears in that form. But in the case of a downtrend, yeah, let's find a moment in the past, like this one, for example, and let's go to Fibo. So I select, I type Fibo. So Fibonacci levels. It's even maybe easier. And so I've identified this point on the chart, which is the highest point of the of this downtrend. So this current downtrend, and then I need to find the bottom. So the bottom was here, and then I kind of extend it into the future, and then let's imagine we went back in time a little bit, a few hours back, like 10 hours back, and then we can see, yes, so here was the end of this uptrend. And how do we trade then? Yes, and we can see, yeah, so level 61.8, this level, and possible down trade here. Okay, so it didn't work the second time, but you can see that it worked here, it kind of worked here, it worked here. So it's kind of like playing ping pong or playing squash. You constantly, so you basically, yeah, you constantly have these like reversal points, and these reversal points, they can be like, they can work maybe one time, or sometimes you can have like a series of them. All right, so going back to some of the assets. So Bitcoin, basic dollar index. Okay, so let me reload the platform. All right, okay, so now it's loading. Basic dollar index, yes, another fresh signal. So the blue line crosses the orange line in the upwards direction, and that is basically the signal. Commodity composite index. Yes, that's a nice signal as well. Wow, and a breakdown on the euro against the US dollar. So this is this is exactly what I was talking about, what I've been talking about, that we need to wait for the moment when the price breaks below the support level. And also this this breakdown coincided with the signal from the momentum indicator or the AXEL strategy. And that's it, that's the signal, and I took advantage of the signal, and let's see where it will take me. Okay, so will you still drag it the same way from bottom? Yeah, sure, Michael. I hope that I managed to reply to your question. So yeah, it's just basically even better if you use. I mean, like it's basically doesn't matter if you use it during uptrend or during downtrend. The principle is the same. Yeah, like this one. Okay, so let's kind of go back in time a little bit again. So I start typing Fibo here. You can do this in your mobile application as well, and then you connect your so the starting point and the end point here. Okay, so I want to go like trying to think whether it makes sense to save this trade. Okay, I don't want to cancel. Maybe it will turn profitable. We'll see. All right, so this is exactly what I did, right? I connected this point with I think was the very bottom. So connecting this one with this one, and then I start moving into the future, right, like this. And Bitcoin closing with the profit. Nice, nice. Kindly read it fresh at all. All right, so the question is, I'm gonna ask the same question I asked last time about the Fibonacci retracement. With a new updated Fibo, if it's an uptrend and you open the Fibo, it's automatically set for an uptrend. You just have to drag it to position. Yes. What if it's a downtrend? Will you change the Fibo and drag it from top to bottom, or you will? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I did. So it is kind of done intuitively, because if you start doing it the other way, it just starts. It will basically go to the left, like into the past, and then that basically breaks the whole logic of this indicator. So you need to do it from from left like to the right. All right. So and then yeah, maybe one day we should do like a trading session. We have a little bit longer, some more time, then we can do that. All right, so how are my trades so far, and how is my initial balance? So I think my initial balance is like $14 bigger. Okay, so let me go ahead and find a few final trades for this webinar, because I think I've already opened quite a few trades, and I managed to show you some interesting scenarios how you can use this indicator. All right, Europe Composite Index, a fresh signal which appeared on the previous candlestick, and the price has not really moved up significantly yet, so we can use this signal without any fear of catching a pullback. Of course, like any pullback can happen, but since the opening price is still around this the price when the signal appeared, it is fine. Arabian General Index, yes, it's a fresh down signal. And Brazil Index, yes. So wow, guys, I don't know what about you, but I love these indices because they are very technical. And the thing is that these indices, they are based on a few underlying assets, and when you have a few underlying assets, that gives you a little bit more technical precision. So these yeah, let's try this one. Outcut at least one currency pair. So usually the more trading or the more components you have in any one of the indices, the better they work, and the more technical they become. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 final trades, and we will be able to, and we will wrap it up afterwards, and we'll see how this, how it all works. Okay. All right, Europe Composite Index, and there is another question here. So, hi Thomas, with your 7 years experience, which strategy would you recommend for beginners? Guys, for beginners, for example, this strategy, because I'm doing everything live right now, and you can see how efficient or inefficient this strategy is. Also, I recommend a strategy called the Horizon strategy, the one that I did last week, and I think I had close to 80, 89, or like 90% profitable trades with that strategy. Also, of course, tripler bound is a very good strategy, a very accurate strategy, and gives you a very high number of profitable trades. So yeah, why don't you start with and also sliding on averages? So at first, if you are a beginner, you don't need something too complicated. You need something simple, something that can give you some tools that are better than your, for example, say intuition. Because many people, what they do when they trade is they completely rely on their intuition, and they don't really have that much of a trading experience yet, but they already rely a lot on their intuition. And so the idea in the beginning is you want to be and basically all trading basically comes down to identifying those patterns that keep repeating on charts. Okay, so all the patterns that you will eventually learn in your trading career. I mean, like I've learned these. So, all right, going back to the current strategy, right? We only have the signal comes when the blue line crosses the yellow line, right? So there is nothing really, nothing else. Of course, then like I said, we need to pay attention how frequent these crossings have happened recently, and a few other things. But the main principle is this one. So in your beginner stages of trading, you need to figure out about those repetitive patterns that keep repeating themselves on charts. Okay, and then you just need to adapt, and you need to understand that trading is a system, and it consists of 3 components, right? So what are these 3 components? Hey Mustafa, good to see you. Welcome. So we're about to finish the webinar, and right. So what was my thought? Okay, so I was talking about those 3 main components of the 3 components of the system, of the successful trading system. So component number 1, strategy, right? Knowing strategy, knowing patterns, so technical analysis. Component number 2, money management. You need to know when and how much to invest in a trade. And then component number 3 is psychology. So you need to know what to do in case you have profitable trades, and in case you have you're making too many profits, or you're having too many losses, right? Because having too many profits can also be intoxicating, because in this case you just lose control. And what usually happens after your best day, like significantly better, the day that is significantly better than any previous all-time high, can lead to huge losses the next day, because you become intoxicated with this success. All right. So once again, psychology, money management, and knowing your strategy. And that is a system. And of course, having your trading journal, trading diary can help you work with your with building your trading system, right? So we don't really talk about, I don't really like talking about strategy as a standalone way to success. It's more about having a trading system in place. And once you figure it out, then you become profitable. That's my approach to trading, guys. Now, let's do some recap. So my final profit equals I think close to $82, something like this. Let me double check. Yeah, I have my screenshot here. Yeah, it's close to 80 or 90. Okay, close to $90, $91 or something. So I had a pretty good closing sequence with 5 profitable trades out of 6, and 1 trade closed with a refund because of this flat market protection. Okay, so maybe I should disable this mode, and then because it seems that some of my trades would otherwise close with profit, and instead they closed with the refund. I don't know. Maybe next time I will try without it, but at the same time I like using this mode of trading because it enables me to just gives me a little bit more certainty, so I don't really depend on that kind of like situation when it's a little bit of controversial closing, when it's 1 pip up or 1 pip down or the same pip. I just like to get not to be dependent on this factor, and whether I have a significant change in price or like in my favor or against me, and then my trades close with a profit or loss. Now, guys, I would like to stop my webinar here at this point. I wish you all good luck in trading. I wish you all a good weekend, so get some rest. Reflect on your trades that you've made, that you opened during this week. Maybe you can also trade on the weekend because the OTC assets are available, and also I think should be most of the indices available, and also cryptos. So those cryptos that we have. So, guys, thank you very much for your attention. Good luck with your trades, and I will see you on Monday. And also don't forget to click that like button if you liked the webinar, if you enjoyed it, and if you made some profits. And you can also write down your profits below the webinar window as well. I love you too, guys. So see you next time.